Hello, my name is Ashley Fairwell, and I serve as the Equity Learning Experience Designer on our People team. I'm super excited to share a little bit about my onboarding experience with you. And I also just appreciated this time to reflect because during the process, it felt like an amazing onboarding experience. But as I continued in my role, I realized how intentional that space was and how it was set up with me in mind. I can't share all the ways that happened, but I can share 3 with you. All right, so first, get them a meaningful win as quickly as possible. So how that looked for me. My manager, Megan Smith, she set me up with projects during my first 90 days that connected to my strengths that I shared in my interview process, and that also connected me in a genuine way to people that I would collaborate with in this role. And I found that very, very helpful for me. I remember one of my projects was actually an extension of the task that I did during my interview process. So you can only imagine how cool that was to connect that, and then also the confidence it gave me to be able to step into this new role. Not only did it give me confidence, but it also helped me feel valued as a teammate. And that happened a little quicker than it usually happens for me in jobs because I was connecting with teammates and I was working on something that had purpose to the organization while also using the skills that I already have. Okay, second, learn about them as a person. So most of my onboarding was virtual because Megan sits in Boston and I sit in South Carolina. And I was nervous that I wasn't going to be able to make a connection with my team because I had never experienced a virtual setting, work setting at all. But we did spend time doing some of the traditional get to know yous, personality traits, strength finders, all the things that we know and we love. But what I remember the most was my check-ins with Megan. So at the end of the day, instead of pausing and saying hey, how was your day? She got more specific. She asked me about specific meetings that she knew I had attended during the day. Either if she was there or not, she knew what my calendar looked like those first couple days. And she really just asked my perspective on the work, which I really appreciated. So for an example, I remember we attended a meeting regarding a new policy or a new way we were going to be working in our space. And Megan messaged me afterwards, so she didn't have to formally call me up, but she messaged me afterwards and she asked me how I felt about the changes and how they connected with my thinking. And then there were also these times where she asked how did it differ from my thinking? And I think those questions and her not being afraid to go beyond the traditional how are you questions are what really strengthened our relationship in a very quick time. And finally, over communicate and set expectations. I tell Megan still to this day, if there's a space that she is leading, I'm there and I trust whatever process. I'll follow her anywhere because she set very clear expectations from day one. And not only just what she expected of me, but she also let me know what I could expect from the experience, what I might feel or hear or see or taste if we were going to eat. But those expectations she set, them being so clear, and we talked about it. We talked about grace and space and those different things too. But just knowing what is expected of me is what made me feel like I belong. I belong in this role. I felt confident in what I could do. That 30, 60, 90 plan was golden. Anytime I felt any tension with what I was supposed to do, or the tension of do I belong? Am I supposed to be doing this work? I would go back to my 30, 60, 90 plan as comfort. So those plans are so important. It's not advertisement for it. It really was what brought me the most comfort in my role. And just as a new person, moving from site to HQ. So overall, my experience was built with me in mind, and I knew that. And it's what helps me continue to be a part of this work, because we laid that foundation in those first 90 days. So thank you, Megan.